I think the last 4 or 5 days we've seen a different level of competition start to kick in. There's been some good position battles with some good new players. Some of our veteran players are starting to get back into the rhythm, coming off of some guys that had summers off. So you're seeing a higher level of play now as we go. I'm really pleased with the depth of our pitching staff. I think we've seen some young arms and some transfers already emerge as guys that can really help us, and seen some real growth in guys that are back in their second, third year. A couple guys in particular, Tyler Nerden's throwing the ball extremely well this fall, much like he did 2 years ago. Really proud of where he's at. Mike Freeman's throwing the ball well. And a couple of freshmen, guys like Carson LaRue and Carson Teal. Remy Reed, a transfer from Navarro College. Coda Glover, transfer from Eastern. Those kids have all thrown the ball really, really good so far. So add those guys to what we have coming back. I think we've got some good competition right now on the pitching staff. We continue to see veterans like John Perrin and Trey Cobb and some of these guys that we've seen quite a bit out of already continue to get their work in and grow. So pleased with the depth of the pitching staff. I like the level of competition that's starting to emerge on a daily basis, and we really got to push these last 20 some odd days of the fall here to keep taking those steps forward in our team concepts, and really just see who loves to compete, who wants to win some of these critical roles on our team. We've got some guys to replace from a personality standpoint from a year ago in our offense, guys that brought a lot of grit to the batting order, guys like Cornell and Saxon that were great table setters, and guys like Tanner who sat in the middle, Zach Fish sat in the middle. So giving guys opportunities to grow into those roles is something I'm looking to see kind of take shape here in the last 3 weeks. Between Gage and Donovan and Tim, you get 3 of the most consistent personalities you could ever hope to coach. Those kids they're made of gold, man. They come every day and work hard. They always have great energy. Their attitudes are always the same. They're very consistent personalities. So we have a great foundation for our team right there in the middle of the field with Tim at second, Donovan at shortstop, and Gage, a unique player, can play either center field or catch. I'm really proud of Brian Case, too, a guy that really stabilized our lineup last year down the stretch. So with Brian behind the plate, Gage in center, or right or left, he can play any 3 outfield spots. And Tim and Donnie in the middle, we've got a good foundation for defense. And we've got a lot of really good, talented players that are working on the wings. Dustin Williams comes back at first base. After a good freshman year, he looks to be a much improved player. We've got Connor Costello, who was a very big part of our team last year, back in right field, and a guy that's working on the mound right now. And then you start looking at Ryan Sluter, great athlete who I think is on the verge of breaking out. You got some newcomers that you're looking at, some really good freshmen, and you got a guy like Andrew Rosa who, coming off a freshman year, has a chance to jump in there and contribute as well. So a lot of good returning athletes. They're a year more experienced. I think they have a better idea what to expect. And then first-year players. You got guys like John Littell and Caleb Eldridge that are really exciting young power hitters. David Petrino and Jacob Chappell on the infield are 2 very, very good players that have a lot to offer, whether it be with the bat or the glove or foot speed. So we're getting looks on some guys at different spots, and a couple of two-way players in Garrett McCain, really good freshman out of Texas. Corey Housel's doing a little bit of pitching this fall as well as playing the outfield. So we're getting to see what a lot of guys are capable of doing. We've had a pretty high number of inter-squad games already where we get a chance to compete. So those things all create repetitions and at-bats for guys to see where we're at. I think leadership is critical, and leadership, whether it be in the form of how you play, verbal leadership, just leading through action, whatever the case may be, it's critical to every group. So all the kids on this team have a chance to lead. Some of our veteran players, I think, now are more comfortable with the opportunity to step forward and lead, albeit in many different ways. But we get leadership on this team all throughout. I think that's the strength of the program right now. Our seniors are committed to being here. Many could have signed last year and wanted to be back as seniors. We've got some juniors now going into their 3rd year in this program that have a tremendous amount of investment as well. And then you got a sophomore class. These kids already seem like veterans now. Kids like Garrett Williams that are hard workers, super talented, great habits both on and off the field. Those kind of kids, they bring a lot to what we're doing. So I really like the overall makeup of the group. I think that's a very good bunch of kids. They're good students, and the credit goes to Marty and Rob for recruiting those types of people and bringing to campus guys that I think are very strong people in many different areas. Well, the Ontario Blue Jays are kind of the premier amateur baseball team in at least the eastern half of Canada. And they actually take a tour every fall where they come down and play different colleges. They just finished up a trip through the ACC where they played North Carolina, Virginia, and Duke. I think Wake Forest as well. We're going to catch them on their Midwest run where they come down here and play some colleges in the Midwest. So it's a one game opportunity in the fall against an international team that does not count against your 56 games in the spring. And we thought what better way to kind of give our fall a little bit of a date to remember, if you will, than to get them on the field next Tuesday. And we're going to get out there on the 14th and try to get as many quality innings as we can and get a look at a lot of different guys. And it'll be fun to play a team in a different uniform. They got some very talented players. They have a first baseman that's a projected first-round draft pick and a guy that can hit it a long way, and a lot of really good athletes on their field. So it'll be fun for us to get to put uniforms on. We hope to get as many fans out as possible to see our team, and hope to get some season ticket sales going and just get back to the ballpark. I think people had such a positive impression of what it meant to come to the ballpark at the end of last season. We'd like to kind of get back to that a little bit and kind of get everybody excited about this year's team. And really for us, it's a great way to kind of see where we're at. And that might help shape what we do with the remaining couple of weeks of fall ball after that Ontario Blue Jays game. So just a unique opportunity we wanted to get involved with, and thought what better way to kind of give the fall a little bit extra look than to open up the gates and play somebody from outside.